And I've said, and I maintain vigorously all the time, I am prosecuting a revolution. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. And I've called myself a revolutionary. Called myself this when I was young and I didn't even quite understand what a revolutionary was. I even got almost expelled from secondary school for using that description on myself. I called myself a revolutionary. And I know that a revolution doesn't go on inordinately. It is time-bound. It involves concentrated action. And it operates within certain temporal horizons. So at the forefront of everything we do, we must appreciate that the people out there will not wait on us inordinately. They want results. They want these results not today. They don't want them tomorrow. They want them yesterday. And so that is why, Mr. President, I always say, for me, yesterday is ideal. Tomorrow is too late. We therefore understand the very strict timelines within which all these things that we discuss, resolve, stand to be implemented. Partnership that unite our two countries. Botswana and South Africa share far more than a common border. We are bound by a shared history, deep cultural affinities, intertwined economies, and a collective aspiration for peace, prosperity, and dignity for our peoples. Ours is a relationship forged through common struggles and sustained through mutual respect, principled cooperation, and a shared commitment to regional integration and African advancement. It is a partnership that continues to evolve in response to the aspirations of our citizens and the demands of a changing global environment. Your Excellency, I fondly recall my working visit to South Africa in May 2025, shortly after I had assumed office. The visit provided an important opportunity for us to reaffirm the strength of the bilateral relations between our two nations and to renew our shared commitment to deepen cooperation across strategic sectors for mutual advancement. Today's engagement builds on that momentum. It reflects our collective resolve to further consolidate this partnership in pursuit of inclusive economic growth, sustainable development, and shared prosperity for the peoples of Botswana and South Africa. It equally underscores our determination to work together in advancing the broader regional integration agenda and securing a better future for generations yet unborn. In this regard, the Binational Commission remains the principal institutional framework guiding cooperation between our two countries. It provides a strategic and structured platform through which we review progress, address emerging challenges, and identify new opportunities for mutually beneficial collaboration. Through this mechanism, Botswana and South Africa have strengthened cooperation across a wide range of sectors that include trade and investment, energy, mining, agriculture, education, health, infrastructure development, transport and logistics, as well as defense and security. As we convene for this sixth session, we are encouraged by the tangible progress achieved through our partnership. Notably, we've improved efficiency at key border posts, and this has enhanced the movement of goods, services, and people, thereby supporting trade, facilitation, and regional connectivity. Equally commendable has been our close collaboration in responding to the foot-and-mouth disease outbreak in parts of South Africa and along our shared border. This cooperation demonstrates the strength, responsiveness, and strategic importance of our partnership in protecting livelihoods, safeguarding agricultural production, and preserving regional food security. I must pause here to underscore that we are here not just for a gracious exchange of felicitations and flattery. We are here to reflect honestly. We are here to reflect intensely on how we can strengthen the partnership between our two countries. We must appreciate the institutional bottlenecks that exist with which we must deal and wrestle on a daily basis. And so, when we flag the achievements, we are not merely raising yesterday's talismanic fetishes. We are seeking to draw inspirations from those aspects in which we have done very well. The better then to reflect on those in relation to which we haven't done so well. And we must raise these and deal with them honestly together. Your Excellency, this session of the Binational Commission occurs at a time of heightened global uncertainty and geopolitical and economic shifts. We face certain near fatal vulnerabilities we need to hold each other by the hand so that we can cushion and immunize ourselves against some of these exogenous shocks over which we may have little to absolutely no control at all. Nations across the world are grappling with rising costs of living, energy insecurity, climate change, supply chain disruptions, technological transformation, and evolving geopolitical realignments. These demand greater coordination, strategic foresight, and strengthened regional cooperation. At the same time, they present new opportunities for our countries to reposition themselves within emerging global value chains and harness innovation, digital transformation, and renewable energy transition as drivers of inclusive and sustainable growth. I must pause here again, make the point and make it emphatically, that the level to which we will attain inclusive economic growth will depend in critical respect on the pace, the scale, and the scope of our innovation. In this era of the knowledge economy, we must appreciate that our countries and Africa in general are not just going to be passive observers of history's passing show. We are not going to be consumers of knowledge generated from elsewhere. We also must invest in the generation of knowledge. We must know and think the best that has been thought and that is known in the rest of the world, and We must lead. Africa must lead. And there's every reason why we should. Every conceivable metric of assessment conspires in our favor as Africans. Youngest population in the world, median age of 19 years, 3 months, when the whole world is facing the specter of an aging population. By 2050, it is suggested that Africans will constitute about 30% of the total world population. We are a growing, rising continent. And so we have every reason to look to the future with optimism. Fix our gaze on the future. Move forward with confidence, and we must move decisively. So there's a significant scope in these circumstances for Botswana and South Africa to play a critical role. And to do this, we must deepen our cooperation in the areas of energy security, including cross-border electricity trade, renewable energy development, energy infrastructure investment, and regional energy integration. We must harness and deploy technology to augment human capability. And if we do, not only will we better the quality of our lives, the lives of our people, we will actually prolong the lives of our people. We must harness artificial intelligence, but we must always remember that inasmuch as it presents significant opportunities and benefits, artificial intelligence can also pose threats if it is left to its own devices. As the author Noah Yuval Harari observes, we must always be careful not to summon forces we cannot control. And artificial intelligence is a force which we must strive at all times to bring under control. Because if it runs amok, it can wreak untold havoc on our communities and on our peoples. We must deploy technology in agriculture, because agriculture remains central to the livelihoods of our people and their socio-economic well-being. We have, therefore, as these two nations, considerable potential to expand collaboration across the agricultural value chain, including veterinary cooperation, disease prevention and control, agro-processing, agricultural innovation, and improved market access. And I'm happy that the President this morning was able to visit the Botswana Vaccine Institute and witness the capabilities which South Africa can and should become a part of, to deepen and to grow. Our countries are two of Africa's leading diamond-producing countries. And so we share a strategic interest in ensuring that our mineral resources contribute meaningfully to industrialization, value addition, employment creation, and broad-based economic transformation. In the face of evolving global market dynamics, including the emergence of fake, synthetic, lab-grown diamonds, it is imperative that we strengthen cooperation in local beneficiation, downstream value chains, marketing, and protecting the long-term integrity and competitiveness of the natural diamond industry. We are still fortunate, at least for a while, that the synthetics operate only in the lower caratages of the diamond industry, 2 carats and below. But I'm sure they are busy preparing and seeking ways in which they can also operate in the higher caratages. So we need to protect the natural minerals, the natural diamonds. And as founding members of the Kimberley Process certification schemes, our 2 countries bear a shared responsibility to ensure that our mineral wealth delivers tangible developmental outcomes for our citizens. By retaining greater value within our economies, we can create quality jobs, strengthen industrial capacity, and enhance economic resilience against external shocks. Your Excellency, trade and investment remain fundamental pillars of our bilateral partnership. While South Africa continues to be Botswana's largest trading partner, there remains a substantial untapped potential for further expansion and diversification of investment flows between our 2 countries. We must therefore intensify efforts to address barriers that constrain trade, improve the ease of doing business, strengthen industrial cooperation, and create a more enabling environment for investment, innovation, and enterprise development. In this regard, I welcome the convening of the Botswana-South Africa Business Forum on the margins of this session. The forum provides an important platform for strengthening private sector partnerships, identifying new areas of collaboration, and unlocking practical investment and commercial activities that can drive economic growth and job creation in both our countries. Equally important is the development of efficient, modern, and integrated transport and logistics corridors between our countries. Enhanced road and rail connectivity will facilitate the movement of goods and people and also support industrialization, expand regional market access, strengthen supply chains, and position our region for sustained economic growth and competitiveness. I read that this week there was a trial run. Trains came in from South Africa uninterrupted in a strategic collaboration involving Botswana Railways. And if, as I hope it will, this initiative holds, then it opens new vistas of opportunity for our countries. So, Your Excellency, as we formally open the 6th session of the Botswana-South Africa Binational Commission, I am confident that our deliberations will be constructive, they will be strategic and result-oriented. I'm equally encouraged by the bilateral agreements to be concluded during this session, which will further deepen and broaden cooperation between our 2 countries across critical sectors. It is my sincere hope that our engagements today will produce meaningful outcomes that advance the interests of our people, strengthen the bonds of friendship between Botswana and South Africa, and contribute to the broader vision of a peaceful, prosperous, and integrated Southern Africa. And I must close by reminding each and every one of us that we can meet here and present charters of aspirations. We can meet here and craft and fashion visions. We must appreciate that these visions, these outcomes that we desire, are not self-executing. They require agency, human agency. People, creatures of flesh and blood, that must execute these aspirations. We therefore must appreciate. And so, on that note, it's my pride and pleasure at this point to thank all of you and to exit the stage and invite, not someone, and invite my brother, my friend, fellow revolutionary, the President of the Republic of South Africa, President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa.